What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gerald from Bank of Gerald here with another video update today. Of course, we're talking about, y'all see it, we're talking about MoveQuest. I'm just having a little fun with it today. It is Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. And what a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Can we just clap that up real quick? What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I am so excited to be bringing you guys some different updates today. There are some things that are going on in MoveQuest. There are some things that MoveQuest has addressed that have been somewhat concerns in the community, and they've addressed it with some new tools for us to be able to utilize the ecosystem, ladies and gentlemen. A part of that tool set is being able to use a different cryptocurrency to be able to make our submissions on the blockchain, submit our proof of physical activity, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk to you guys about how easy it is to purchase Q-chips and do different things of that nature using your application on your phone and MetaMask on your phone, all right? So today we're going to be trying to do that. Before we get started, I want to remind all of you that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor, right? I'm just a dude on YouTube showing you guys how I'm cranking it out of MoveQuest, nothing more, nothing less. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that submit button. If you, I said submit button. Look, I'm already locked into MoveQuest. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to be updated and notified about everything going on here at BOJ, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. And please, sir, and please, ma'am, don't get scammed by the WhatsApp man or any Telegram folks or anybody out there trying to get your information, any of these phishing links out there. Let's stay diligent and let's stay vigilant in this space, and especially in the comment sections of the world. And some of you guys don't understand why I say that. Well, there was a time in my YouTube life where people were getting scammed in the comment section of my videos and other people's videos that were talking about these different platforms. So let's just stay diligent in all the different spaces that we are participating, all right? So today I want to make sure that I shared with everyone that we can now make our submissions and proof of physical activity with USDT, ladies and gentlemen, and USDC. We ought to clap that up. Now, some of you may be asking, now, what difference does that make? Now, here is the difference. There was a lot of, well, I'd say there was a moderate amount of concern because of how volatile crypto is in general, right? We were doing our proof of physical activity submissions with Avalanche because that is the native blockchain that we have been on. And pretty soon we'll be on a bunch of different blockchains. We've been talking about that for months now. So you guys hopefully understand that. If you don't, you'll just keep on watching and you'll understand what's going on. But the issue was because people were buying Avalanche ahead of time, right? They're trying to map it out. They're trying to say, hey, well, you know, if I go ahead, and I did this, right? I said, if I go ahead and put aside this X amount of money, I'll be able to submit for an X amount of days based on the level that I have chosen to be with my miners and docking slots and all that stuff. And it gives me my submission fee. So just for my example, my submission fees have been $7.43, right? Because I have all 18 Titans and all 18 dock slots opened up to place those Titans inside of. So me understanding that, I might have tried to plan ahead of time and purchase that Avalanche, and maybe I put it in my wallet, right? Maybe I kept it in my MetaMask, whatever I did. But Avalanche, over the span of time as a cryptocurrency that has value, has decreased in value, right? So people were concerned, you know, hey, I bought this amount of Avalanche and now it's worth less. Now I'm not able to submit like I was because Avalanche has gone down, and that's no fault of MoveQuest. That's no fault of, you know, Avalanche in particular. I don't want to say whose blame it is, but that's just how our ecosystem was working for a good while. And of course, while all of these submission fees stay consistent to what your miner level or mining level is, when you're holding a cryptocurrency that has volatility, it can change your strategy, right? Whatever your strategy is, it could change it. And I've experienced it myself. So what MoveQuest did is, and what they always do, ladies and gentlemen, this is what has been so amazing to me. They don't just act like they're listening to the community. They actually implement things that show that they are listening to the community. When the community said, oh, we need more ways to make money than to just be mining MQT, they said, okay, well, we are going to take some things that we have in place and allow you to make one-level commissions on them. It won't be multi-level. It won't be anything like an MLM, but you will be rewarded for the folks that you personally help get on and get their entry-level miners going. You're going to make 50% commission. For some people out there, that is life-changing. They go out there and talk to 10, 15, 20 people, and it's now worth their time because people getting 1, 2, 3 miners is turning into 50, 100, almost $200 for some folks like that on-chain, withdrawable immediately when they do the work. So when you talk about, okay, well, what is the value for the person that's just being involved in the ecosystem? I'm not a sharer. I'm not anything like that, you know, and I feel like I'm losing opportunity, not because of the price per se, but because of what Avalanche is doing and what I've planned out. They answered the call. So as we all know, USDT is a stable token. All right. Now, I haven't done very much research on USDC, but as I look up my USDC in my wallet, I see that it's worth $1. So it's another stable situation, right? And what I think that allows people to do is start planning it out. It allows them to say, well, you know, this is my mining level. You know, I have to mine for this amount of days. I want to be able to know that what I've put in my wallet, I'm able to just go ahead and, you know, plan out and submit every day with no problem. And I know that at the end of this portion of this time frame, that's when I need to reload my wallet, right? So I'm so glad that they have added USDC and USDT to the submission ability, right? And the being able to submit our proof of physical activity on the blockchain. So here's what I'm going to do, right? I am going to pull out the phone this time today, y'all, because I'm on Zoom and I know how to use my phone on the Zoom. I don't know how to use it quite on OBS, but I know how to use it on the Zoom. So let me get this rocking and rolling. We're going to go to the MoveQuest app, okay? So this is the MoveQuest app. I'm just getting off of work, so I haven't gotten all the steps in that I'd like to today, but I got a few steps in. It's, you know, I haven't got my workout in yet. So when I get my workout in, that's when I've got my steps in, but we're burning those calories, right? I do want to take some time to emphasize that MoveQuest has customer support. There's not many programs and platforms out there that you're going to find that have people dedicated to making sure that you're onboarded correctly, that you're having a great experience, that you're getting your questions answered outside of even getting your questions answered in the different mediums that you have within your teams and the people that you watch and maybe watching me. Hopefully I can answer some questions for you as well. Plenty of videos and great stuff like that. But we want to press this big old neon button here, right? And the reason I left some of these submissions open is because I want you guys to see how easy it is to submit your proof of physical activity on the blockchain. Now, this is through the application. This is how we submit our proof of physical activity. We come in here every day and we press the submit button. And, you know, I've got 27 days worth of MoveQuest and submissions that I can claim right now if I choose to. And that's only because I didn't decide to claim it every 10 days. I've just been kind of rolling with getting as many submissions as I can. And I'm not perfect. There are days that I have missed submitting, right? Days that I hadn't got enough crypto in my wallet fast enough to pay that $7.43 or whatever the case may be. Life happens. But this isn't about being perfect. This is about being consistent. And if you missed 3, 4, 5 days out of 100 days, you're still at 97, 96%, ladies and gentlemen. No, I do not want to connect my AirPods. Anyway, so with this being said, I want to share with you guys that we can now do our submissions with not only Avalanche. You see that right there? We have options. We have Avalanche, we have USDT, and we have USDC. We ought to clap that up, ladies and gentlemen. And not only do we have the opportunity to submit in our boosts and all that great stuff that keep us engaged, I do believe that this is going to allow so many more people to have some trust and confidence in their submission process because they know they have a stable coin that they can just go ahead and load in their wallets and decide to do their submission with. So, of course, we have to go to our wallet at the top right. I just want to check and see and make sure that it's showing. And in my external wallet, I have 4.78 Avalanche, right? So I'm going to move some of that over, but I do want to convert some of this Avalanche into the Tether token. that USDC, and I want to test the submission on there, or USDT. I want to test the submission on there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull up MetaMask. We're gonna jump in there, and I just bought $50 worth of Avalanche or whatever, a couple dollars worth of Avalanche, no big deal. This is not something that you guys have to spend a whole lot of money on. You might think that you do if you're trying to compare your entry level to where I am now after almost 2 years. So don't do that. Go on your own MoveQuest journey. A lot of you are going to start off with the Phantom miners. You're going to find yourself, your submission fees not being more than $1.80 per day because you're just mining with the entry level miners. The Phantom miners go away. So I want to make sure that you understand that, but that information is on the website. There's plenty of information in video form and all that great stuff. So anyway, what I want to do is I want to take this Avalanche, all right? Very easy to buy Avalanche. What I did, because I was trying to buy it on MetaMask, I'll be 100% transparent. For whatever reason, it wasn't letting me use my debit card. It wasn't going, the transaction wasn't going through. So I used Kraken as well. So I went over to Kraken. I already have my bank information locked into Kraken as well. I went ahead and purchased the Avalanche on Kraken. One of the amazing things that Kraken has is they have a monthly plan that allows you to pay one fee monthly, but you have 0 fees when you buying and selling and trading your cryptocurrency. So they waive that some of the fees on that stuff as well. So I got to buy this with no fee. I just had to pay my transaction fees and gas fees to get it over here, right? So I sent it over to my MetaMask wallet here so that I can go ahead and turn this Avalanche and do a swap. All right, now I could turn it into USDC right now, which is another token that they use, right? So I could do this. I could say, how do I want to do dollar amount. So I send I convert 1 USDC. That should be about 1 ability to do a submission for me at the $7 level. Hopefully it'll pan out to be that in the USDC coin, right? So I have $7.58 in that. And then I want to turn and swap some of this USDC, or I'm sorry, this AVAX into USDT, right? So we take 1 and I just do that as well. All right, as you can see, the network fee is $0.01, right? Go ahead and swap that. So we handle those 2. So now I have enough AVAX to send over and to do a transaction with my regular Avalanche, but I also have the ability to now test the Tether token and USDC on the application, all right? So all of this is on the Avalanche blockchain, right? And if I do a send and I do max, continue, I should have my MoveQuest proof of physical activity fees wallet right there, right? Now, what I want to make sure I confirm is that when I go to my spending wallet that we're seeing here, that's what that is, right? OB2020, I go back here, OB20, so I'm making sure that that's right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try this in USDC first, right? We're gonna confirm and send that over. So what I wanna do now is I wanna make sure I go in here and I see USDC. Y'all see it right there, that $9.57 worth of USDC right there. Let's clap that up. Test number 1 completed. All right, and it's really that simple. For those of you that are new, MetaMask makes it extremely simple to save wallets into your own wallet so that you don't have to press a whole bunch of buttons and copy paste every single time. Literally, all I have to do is go back to my MetaMask. I go to the home page, and now we're going to test this Tether token, right? You do want to make sure you still have some Avalanche because Avalanche is paying for the gas fees, that 1 cent that you have to pay to send it over, right? So Tether token, we want to do the same thing. I'm going to send all of it over. Hit continue. As you can see, I have my MoveQuest proof of physical activity fees wallet already saved, which you can do the same thing for yourself as well. Very efficient. We hit confirm. All right. And because it's all on, for those of you that don't know much about cryptocurrency, because this is my wallet and because this is on the Avalanche blockchain, I have 1 wallet address that's associated with it. So this spending wallet, as you can see now, is not only having the Avalanche that was already in there prior, but it also has the USDT and it now also has the USDC. All right. So I can now, just like I was sending Avalanche to load my wallet, I can now send a stable coin to load my wallet. So let's go ahead and test that, right? So I already used the rest boost for this day. I'm going to go ahead and submit. This time I want to use the USDC, all right? It says the spending balance is there. I have enough. It'll say something red if I didn't. If there was a part that was insufficient, it'd be red. So I hit submit. It's going to do its thing. It's going to approve the token. It says approving token. Transaction in progress. Submission completed. And you'll say, it'll say submission successful. All right. So that's done. Right? Awesome. Now we can go here. And this time I can utilize some boost. Now I can't use the rest boost again, right? But I can boost the day that I did have, right? So I'm turning that 5.5 thousand steps into 7.1 thousand steps. That 22.4 thousand calories to 3.1 thousand calories. That 2.7 miles to 3.5 miles. Now, of course, I didn't do that 3.5 miles, but the boost allows me to submit that statistic on the chain. And it's something that keeps me engaged, even on my not so good days, right? I can get just a little bit more of those shares in the proof of physical activity by using the boost, right? I want to change over to USDT this time, okay? When we do that, and I want you to understand that this USDT is on the Avalanche blockchain. I'll say that again. So as we get into the other blockchains, the USDT will be on those blockchains, all right? It'll be USDT, or is there a USDT Binance? Binance USDT? That's something we can figure out as we get down the line. I don't want to confuse anybody, but we're going to burn these boosts first so we make sure that we're using them. That's how we confirm that we use the boost. We go ahead and burn them, lock them in. That's what I'm going to call them. I'm going to lock them in. You do have to purchase these boosts with MQT. So as you continue to mine the MQT, you can also purchase MQT straight out. You go ahead and come down here, submit, and I'll show you how to buy boosts in a second, where to go to buy it. But it's on this application, and you can purchase them in the on the Web3. All right, so both of those submissions are done. I got to test a submission on the USDC and the USDT capability. So ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that were worried about the price of Avalanche going up or down or whatever, and it affecting your ability to plan out your submissions on a long-term basis, this is the remedy. You go ahead and purchase that USDT or that USDC, both stable at $1. You can go ahead and do it that way. And that way you can start to plan things out. All right, so here's another thing that is going to be coming. We don't have it officially yet, but here's another way that is going to be incentivizing you to submit on a daily basis, all right? Y'all see where it says my Q-chip balance is 10, right? So I don't have too many Q-chips right now, and I do believe those 10 Q-chips were a gift, right? Honestly, were a gift. But I might have even purchased those. They're 10 cents per Q-chip, I think. But anyway, with these Q-chips and our submissions, what I'm trying to let you know is coming is when we make our submissions, the price of our submission, or for me, it's $7.43, like you guys saw. We are going to be getting $7.43 or whatever your submission price is on a day-to-day basis. You're going to get the equivalent in Q-chips, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you that may not know what that is, I'm going to go ahead and stop this share, and I'm going to jump in the back office so you guys can see this on the Google Chrome browser, all right? Make sure you have your MetaMask extension on the Google Chrome browser so you can easily sync up from where you're maneuvering on MetaMask on your phone to link it up to your computer and have the desktop experience as well. I do believe it's very important that you have this experience because you can do just about everything that you can do from the application except for submit. So while we may be using the application more on the submission basis, tapping into that on a daily basis, we can send from our MetaMask wallet right here. I can send Avalanche. As you can see, I have 2.78 Avalanche still in my MetaMask wallet. I could send that into my in-app wallet as well as the USDT. If I were to have some MQT, I have some in my external wallet. I could decide to sit it in here to my internal wallet. Maybe I want to buy some boosts, right? Q-chips, all right? If I have 10 in my out-of-app wallet, say if I want to use that 10 Q-chips to purchase something one day inside the ecosystem, I could send it straight into my in-app wallet from here. All right, so that's going to be very, very important. And then down to the submission fees where we were talking about the Q chips that we're going to be receiving for our daily submissions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to allow us to be able to purchase our miners even faster. For those of you out there that are just getting started and you're submitting every day and you have miners that you're using, you'll have the ability to acquire even more miners over time just for submitting your proof of physical activity every day, because those submissions acquire Q chips, right? So I want to go to the store just so we can share with you guys how much $7.43, which is my submission fee, would be in Q chips. All right. So as we're going up here, I'm just going to keep on clicking until I get to about $7 or 7.4 is where I'll stop. All right. We're getting close. I knew it wasn't too far. 7.4, right, is 74 Q chips. So I would receive 74 Q chips per day mining at a Titan level, right? If I knew that one of the miners is 1,000 Q chips, right? 1,000 Q chips. This is 74 divided by 74. So after 13 and a half days, after about 2 weeks of mining at the Titan, this $7.43 level, I would have acquired enough to purchase with Q chips an entry-level miner. All right. Now that may not be the most valuable thing to you, but these are things that you can decide that if you want to send them to somebody, if you want to, where is it that I can, this thing is on the dashboard. Where it used to be up here where I could see it. Where is it? Isn't in my miners? Because you can transfer miners. Oh, so if I were to acquire a Trailblazer miner, which is what I could get with that 1,000 Q chips, right? 100% mining power, and I own it, right? At the top, when I click on said miner, I can transfer this miner to somebody. So say I'm running a contest or something on the side or whatever, and I say, I'm gonna gift someone a Trailblazer miner and they win the contest. All I would need is their wallet address that is linked to their MoveQuest account, and I could send this Trailblazer to them just by putting the wallet address or the username. I could send it straight to a username. So I could say my BOJ test account, and it should be able to, it says or username, so I wonder if it's gonna put it on there, allow me to transfer it. Is that my username? I'm gonna just go here real quick, see if I'm putting that right. Yeah, BOJ test. So my BOJ test, I should be able to send it. I should be able to send it a miner, right? So if I want to send it a Titan, BOJ, is it a capital B? I don't think it was. I think it was a lowercase b. But anyway, in theory, I should be able to send this Titan over and transfer it over. But I might just have to put the wallet address. I wonder if it shows me the wallet address here as well. Does it allow me to copy it? Yep, I can copy it. So I could go to my miners. I can decide to click a Titan, throw the wallet address in there, paste it, and then it'll let me transfer it. I click transfer. I let it go through. Let me see if you guys can see this, because it's asking me. I'm going to share this with you guys. Right here, right? Virtual activity device. All right, it's asking me, and of course, because my test account is already in my MetaMask here for me to access quickly, I make sure it's coming from MoveQuest.com, which is the trusted source, right? It's going to cost me a cent to send it somebody, a cent worth of Avalanche. I hit confirm. it took me off of the page here, but if I were to go to my test account, pull that up, connect the wallet. And I might just be doing too much, but I want to really test this here. This is still showing my account. Refresh the page, see if that helps. All right. Let's see real quick if it'll connect the right wallet. It's still not connecting my other test wallet. But anyway, I'll be able to share it with you guys soon enough when I figure that out. But that's how that works, right? So I was able to send that over to myself. And that's exactly how you could decide if you wanted to do it. I know I was talking about submissions and I'm rapping right now. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's an amazing capability that we have now. It allows us to plan our submissions out a little bit better if that's what we choose to do. We now have the ability to submit in not only Avalanche, but USDT and USDC. And I think that is an amazing, amazing thing. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget that for sharing this opportunity, there's an amazing opportunity for us to earn and build our crypto bag. I would say we get a good feel for it right now while we're earning an Avalanche for every purchase for someone under us that goes ahead and opens a docking slots and then gets, well, they don't even have to open their docking slot, ladies and gentlemen. Let me back up. What triggers a commission is them purchasing Q-chips. Can I show you guys how easy that is just really quickly? I know I'm kind of running my mouth here, but I have some Avalanche still in my wallet from earlier, right? So I'm just going to purchase, I'm going to purchase $5 worth of Q-chips, right? I get it, 50 Q-chips, just 50 Q-chips. Now that's not nearly enough to purchase anything, but I want to let you guys know how powerful this is, because when I purchased this 5 Q-chips or 50 Q-chips for $5, the person above me, they just earned $2.50 worth of Avalanche. So when I hit this purchase button and I go ahead and press yes, and it triggers this MetaMask transaction request, which I'm going to look through, make sure it says everything that I needed to say. I hit confirm. It's going to run its purchase wheel. It's going to say successfully purchased 50 Q-chips. Of course, you want to make sure you have enough Avalanche to do that in your MetaMask wallet, all right? So when I go to my dashboard, I see that I can go here and see how many it should say Q-chips here. Q-chips I have in my in-app wallet, or for my out-of-in-app wallet. I have 60. So I want to put that in my in-app wallet. So in case I want to be able to use it one day, have to put it in the in-app wallet, right? At the top here, I can do that. Go ahead and send it to myself. But I didn't have to do all this for the person above me to trigger that $2.50 worth of Avalanche. They've already got it in their wallet, right? They've got it not in their wallet, but they've got it claimable in their back office right now. All right. Did I put in 60? I thought I did. Send. Execution reverted. Let me see if I can just test one thing here. Oh, it already says it's in there. It's already in there. So I should have 60 Q-chips in my right here. All right. So to see what's in your wallets, you want to go ahead and press wallets. It'll show your connected wallet and then your in-app wallet, your app wallet. The connected wallet is showing what's in my MetaMask. The app wallet is showing what's in my MoveQuest wallet. All right. And for those of you that know, MoveQuest is going to have its own wallet to make all of this so much efficient. so much more efficient. All right. All that stuff is coming. So that's going to be pretty cool. And it'll be even more awesome if it has that Web3 capability. So then people only have to go to that MoveQuest wallet to do everything. They don't even have to, you don't have to use anything else. All right. But we'll see how that rolls out when it rolls out. Ladies and gentlemen, another thing I wanted to do is share with you guys that MoveQuest is very much a real token. Now, I know I don't talk about this often. I don't sell MoveQuest right now or anything like that. If anything, I want to participate in the hatchery with the MoveQuest that I'm about to claim right now. But ladies and gentlemen, I do have a little bit of MoveQuest in my wallet right now. And the way that I claim it, I want to share with you guys how to do it from the app point of view. All right. So I'm going to try to pull up the application again here. All right. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right. So as we're looking at the app, this is our submissions, right? I've got 27 days to claim. Okay. Goodness gracious. All right. Over that time, I've had varying days of the amount of MQT that I have earned. We're going to claim it. All right. So I can claim what looks like I can claim my mining reward using the USDT Avalanche and USDC as well. All right. And it only costs $1 because I've waited that 10-day threshold. Now I can only claim for every 10 days. So for some of you that saw that I have 27 days to claim, how that's going to work is I can claim 20 of those days for $2, right? 10 days, $1, another 10 days, $1. The 7 days would cost a little bit more than $1. So I probably won't claim that day, those set of days, right? I'll wait till they get to 10 days, so it'll only cost me $1. So I'm going to claim one of them in USDT. Go ahead and claim that. And you should see this reflect that 27 days down to 17 days, right? Claimed successfully, all the things we love to see. We're going to do it again. This time we're going to use USDC. Why not, right? It gives me more options. So if I don't have enough in USDT, I've got 2 other options that I can use to do my submissions. And 2 of those options are in stable coins. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? And clap it at one time for this app. This app is dope, y'all. If you guys don't think this app is a dope app to just be in and play around in, you're tripping. You are tripping. Now, I do not know if these other projects will allow you to do submissions in those tokens. Let's see. It looks like they do. So you can decide to submit on the other projects in other tokens as well. That is the Bullish Moon project. I haven't submitted there in a while. I've been focused on these submissions here on this chain, all right? So now it says I have 11 days. Is this right? Maybe it didn't load up the other days, but if it has 11 days for me to claim, I'm going to go ahead and claim that again for $1, and I have enough Avalanche to do that. So I was able, oh, wait, not enough funds. Oh, maybe I have to put more. So I'm going to use something I have. It should tell me if I don't have enough Avalanche in there. It should have told me I don't have. Let's see if it does it again. Not enough funds sent. Okay. Maybe it's just a glitch or delay or something like that. I know if it's ever an issue, it's getting worked on. That's what I do know. All right. Our tech team is world class. They are always on it. Transfer amount exceeds balance. Oh, maybe it's just not loading the amount of days right now efficiently. Okay. So it fixed it and says 27 days. All right. And I really don't want to claim because it's going to cost me now $4 to claim. All right. And I don't want to go ahead and spend $4 to claim, and I don't have that in any of my wallets but my Avalanche, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just wait till it's $1. I can claim more MQT, and it'll be less for me to claim. It only makes sense. That just makes logical sense to me. All right. So now, if I'm going to my wallet at the top right, I should be able to see in my internal wallet, I can see some MQT there, 0.214. I see 8.5 MQT in my external wallet. All right, y'all see that? So I now have a lot more in that wallet, okay? Now, what was I about to do? I want to see if I have the Q-chips updated. Yep. So I have Q-chips here. And reminding you guys that what's coming is you'll be able to earn Q-chips as well for your daily submissions. That's going to be very, very awesome. Let's just make sure there's nothing else I want to share here. For those of you that are using applications, you can trigger and claim your phantom miners right here from the application. I know I haven't talked about the application in a while, so I figure I'll just share that with you guys right here. This is just what mine looks like. This is what my docking slot is. I'm leading from the front, y'all. So I'm not telling y'all to do nothing that I haven't been done, all right? Been there, done that, and I will have the t-shirt. Please believe it. You can purchase your boosts right here in the boost section using MQT, right? So it shares with you right here the price of the limit boost, you know, and how much MQT they cost, all right? Price of the rest boost and the performance boost, that's all there as well. Now, I do want to now go out of this section, but I want to go to MetaMask, because as you can see, we now have 8.5 MQT in our wallet, right? When I hit claim, it went to my wallet. So ladies and gentlemen, this is something that we own. Now you might be saying, well, Gerald, you can just have MQT coming to your wallet and blah, whatever excuse you may have to say MQT isn't a real token or whatever. You know, while I'm not interested in people's excuses, right? I will show you a swap, right? We have to swap it into USDT, okay? And I'm just gonna swap one MQT, $6.20. Swapping one. Submitted, confirmed, done. Look at that. Now I have $6.15. It was $6.20 minus the fee that they took to do the swap. And ladies and gentlemen, I have something that I can now decide to swap and turn into a plethora of different things if I want to. I wonder if I can turn it into Ethereum. Can I turn it into Ethereum? It'll let me. I can turn it into Ethereum right now. Y'all see it? Y'all see it happening right in front of your face. So it's not like I'm working with some pie in the sky token. This is something that we know is working, and MetaMask has a bridge. So that MoveQuest token that I just sold, that one MoveQuest token, right? I turned it into, swapped it into the Tether token. From the Tether token, I can turn it into a multiple plethora of things. I could have turned it into Bitcoin, looks like. So as you can see, that bridge to Ethereum, they confirmed that transaction. If I go home, go out of that and go to the Ethereum network, I now have $7.09 worth of Ethereum that I can now decide to do whatever I want. And that came from my physical body movement over the last, 20 days. I was now able to further play into the crypto game from a token that a lot of people don't even think is, won't even explore the reality of, that I'm able to earn from my body. My body is the miner, ladies and gentlemen. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. I can literally go and I should be able to go to the home, get out of Ethereum. I can go back to Avalanche network, right? See my MoveQuest. I can decide to swap it again. I want to just see if I can take one. Oh no, I turned it into USDC. I didn't mean to do that. But that just did it very quickly. So now I have enough to do another submission or whatever in USDT. What I meant to do is take this and swap it into USDT first. But now I know I can turn I can now switch the MQT into USDC Avalanche, right? But I'm just going to take one. We're going to do it again. Just so you guys can see, I'm swapping MQT into things that y'all know. Y'all know USDC. Y'all know USDT. All right? And if you don't, then we have to learn some basics of cryptocurrency. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, I can now turn this Tether token that I just swapped from MQT. See if I can buy some. I can buy some BNB. I'll need that when the BNB chain comes. Can I buy some Bitcoin with it? Will it let me? Would you look at that? Would you look at that? I can turn my MQT into Bitcoin. Right here on MetaMask, ladies and gentlemen. They have a bridge. Yes, I have to pay some fees. Yes, all of that is true. But the capability is there. And I think that is so, so important for people to understand as we play in this space and as we maneuver through this space. Why can't we be able to use the whole Web3 system? We don't have to make transactions with untrusted sources. Everything that I did from the MQT side came from MoveQuest.com. Everything that, and it said MoveQuest.com doing decentralized transactions, right? And I have to put my email address, and I have to put my phone number, none of that stuff. And then I'm able to take the MQT that I've earned from moving this body of mine. And in a few seconds, I can have Bitcoin, I can have Ethereum, I can have USDT, I can have USDC. I can virtually have whatever coin I want. So you don't necessarily have to believe in what MoveQuest is doing if you don't wholeheartedly. You can believe more in what, no, don't link my headphones. You can believe more in what Ethereum is doing. You could take your MQT and decide that this is how you're going to mine Ethereum with your physical body. Of course, you have to pay the fees it'll to turn MoveQuest into said coin. But all of this stuff is not hurting the ecosystem. You have to buy or mine MoveQuest to attain it. You have to be able to have it to swap it to something else. You have to have it in your wallets that you own to be able to swap it to something else. So I know I just kind of went into a tangent here, but all that to say, ladies and gentlemen, MoveQuest is the best decentralized platform out there in the space, in my opinion, right now that I've been exposed to. 100% on-chain, 100% decentralized. But the ability that we can have, if we just think a little bit further, and then we start thinking about what makes cryptocurrency powerful. For those of you that know the answer, don't answer, all right? I'm going to tell you. It is community. It is like-minded people coming together around an idea, a project, just like we have seen in this space so many times before. We've seen it over and over again in the wrong stuff. We have the ability, at the very worst, if we take this seriously from a physical movement standpoint, understanding the more that we move is the more that we earn, our lives are going to change. And then being able to play into the space, just like I share with you guys, 20 days of walking. I didn't submit every single day. I didn't max out every single day, but I was just able to turn that MQT into a token that can exponentially grow. And we're not just talking about MQT. We're talking about Avalanche can grow. We're talking about Bitcoin can grow, whatever other token I can acquire. So all of this is here for us if we decide to take it. And then, of course, for those of us that are going to share this project with others, ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity that we have for just helping people purchase their Q-chips, keep a little Avalanche to purchase $100, $150 worth of Q-chips. If they're just trying to test, people are going to learn how to do this on their own. They're going to eventually want to fill out their docking slots. They're going to eventually want the most powerful miners. They're going to eventually see that this aligns with some of the goals that they have outside of this space and that they are working in tandem together. And when the community realizes that you want to be positioned to have helped some people, you want to be positioned with the token. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make this video even longer, y'all. So y'all I apologize, right? I want to participate in the hatchery. I just do. So I'm going to share this with you guys. You guys can see how easy this is. And this is a part of how easy I've made this over time. But all of you guys have the ability to do this as well. All right. So, of course, we're looking at MoveQuest MQT token. You can see it's $6.20 right now. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna take this MoveQuest and I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send all of it. I'm gonna send it to my MoveQuest wallet. All right. It's the same wallet address that my proof of physical activity fees wallet is in. It's the same place I send my MQT, right? I'm gonna send it over there. We're gonna confirm it at $34.43, right? Nothing crazy. It's not wild. Something that is probably practical, something that you guys might do, right? But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you guys straight from the phone how this is so easy to do. I'm gonna go to Explore. This is where we can see sites and URLs, but also tokens, right? So I have a few sites already saved. Sushi Swap is a great tool that you'll have access to. When you go to the Web3 on your phone, ladies and gentlemen, you have the opportunity to buy MQT right here. When you hit buy, it'll bring you to Sushi Swap, which is already linked. So I have $2.26 worth of Avalanche that I can decide to buy MQT with right now, right? I might just do that just so you guys can see how easy this is. I'm gonna use one Avalanche to purchase an MQT. Right? Swap Avalanche for MQT. Gonna hit confirm. It's gonna do it all for me. Success, right? Great. Now I can go. I can go to MoveQuest. All right. Of course, I've already done this, but for those of you that are new, if you're seeing this for the first time, this is where your first steps would be. This is where you would type in Bank of Gerald or the username that you got from somebody else or the wallet address that you got from me or someone else. But if you got a wallet address from me, then it probably wasn't me because I would just tell you to type in Bank of Gerald because that's what my username is. All right. And then, of course, the next step is to download the application. It is in the App Store on Apple phones. It is in the Google Play Store on the Google phones. All right. Finish setup. You're good to go, right? So I'm already linked. I've already done all this great stuff here. But what I want to do is I want to go to the dashboard. I want to make sure that the MQT, actually I want to go to wallets. I want to make sure that the MQT that I want to put in here is in here, right? So that $35 worth of MQT, that 5.7 MQT that I have in here right now, right? I still got 1.5 in my external wallet. If I want to do something with that, it's about a little less than $10 worth of MQT right there, right? So, but what I want to do with this $35 and what you can do with whatever you decide to have as MQT, this is what I was talking about the other day from being in a passive position, right? So this nest, right? I can't get into the golden hatchery without participating in the incubator or the nest. Now, I don't have interest in the incubator, plus it's out of what I'm trying to do right now in price. I have plenty of these and I've already participated in the incubator personally. But if you're trying to get a higher level miner out the gate and you have enough resources to participate, you can choose how many Vanguard miners you want. I will let you know that Vanguard miners are essential to getting Titan miners. You do not get Titan miners unless you can merge two Vanguards together. So, you know, you can go in here and do some math on how much it would cost you to get 36 Vanguards just in case you wanted to have 18 Titans. I'll let you guys do that. You guys can start wherever you feel is comfortable for you. I've already shared where I am. But, all right, this nest is where I would start, right? So my current balance in my, it should say, actually, it's showing the amount of balance that I have in my external wallet right now, because it should say 5 MQT, 1.5 MQT. This is showing what it has in my external wallet. If I go to the website, let's see what it says in hatcheries here. It still says 1.514. Okay, so it looks to me that you want to keep your MQT in your external wallet when participating in the hatchery. So I have 1.5 that it's loading from here. If I put in 5, will it let me nest? I know I have that in my, so it'll say insufficient MQT balance. You might ask why that is, right? And I go to my wallets, you see that in my app wallet, I have enough MQT to do that, but that's in my app wallet, all right? I wonder if I can send, and I believe in the, when that wallet comes from the, let me see, Your in-app wallet is a secure built-in wallet that allows you to perform actions within the app without connecting to an external wallet each time. To use it, you need to transfer funds from your external wallet, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, etc., to your in-app wallet. This enables seamless transactions for mining, submissions, claims, and other on-chain operations directly from the app. All right, but if we want to be in the hatchery, we have to keep that MQT in our wallet or have it in our MetaMask wallet, right, so that it reads it from there. So I can decide to put this 1.5 MQT that I have in my MetaMask wallet right now. It asks me to confirm it. Make sure you have some Avalanche, a cent of Avalanche, my goodness, to pay that fee. Confirm it. And what that is going to do is that's going to start a nest card. Now, after that 10 days is over, I'll be able to decide what tier in the golden hatchery I want to put it in, if I want to renew it and keep it rolling in the nest, if I want to take this out and take the renew or claim, that's what I meant to say, claim the reward that is there for me. I have options there, all right? What I'd like to see is hopefully the ability to take, if we have MQT in our wallets and we want to send it back out, I want to see the capability to take the MQT from our in-app wallet. I wonder if it allows us to do that in the application. But what I'd like to see maybe is the ability to send it from in-app to outside the app. But what I just gave myself the ability to do, if I go back to the in-app wallet, right? Say I'm on the in-app wallet, right? And I want to now say I want to purchase some boosts, right? So you saw me just move some MQT in my in-app wallet. I can now go to my in-app wallet and I'm looking at here. I say I've got 44 rest boosts, so I got enough of those. I might need some more 100% limit boosts. I'm running low. I might need some more 30% performance boost. So what I would do is I will go to, let's go to the limit boost first, right? There's many options here to select. I want the 100%, right? And I want 10 of them, all right? 10 of them is going to be 1.2 MQT, right? That's not a whole lot of money at all. If we're doing the things like 75 cents per boost, something like that. Something very, very small. I don't even think it's 75 cents per boost. I think it's less than that. But anyway, that MQT just allowed me to purchase more boosts. And I have 16 limit boosts. Say I want more performance boosts, right? And 30% is the highest I can do. So I want maybe 10 more of those. I understand that I'm using one of these boosts per day, especially if I'm not using the rest boost. The rest boost, if you use the rest boost, you can't use the performance or the limit boosts. But if you, well, that's not what I want to do. Back over here. All right. If you use the rest boost, you can't use the other boosts at the same time. But if you use limit and performance boosts only, you can use them both in tandem together. I think that's pretty awesome. So I'm just using some of that MQT inside the ecosystem right now, just purchasing some boosts, loading up on my boost to get myself prepared for the days to come. And this is pretty awesome, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be some stuff coming like avatars that we're going to be able to build in the app and get a little bit more personalized with our experience here. So many different videos here that you guys can watch and get yourself acclimated with the system. Ladies and gentlemen, I strongly suggest that you hop in here and look at those. And these aren't even all the videos. If you go to the Web3 website and you go to your help center there, you're going to have a lot more videos to watch. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that I've talked for long enough, but I'm just intrigued by the system every day. The main thing that I wanted to make sure that I got to you guys was the information on submissions and the fact that we now have more capabilities in how we submit. We can better plan our submission strategy if we know that the coin that we're using to submit is stable. It's USDT. It's $1. All right. And for those of you that are out there sharing, listen, ladies and gentlemen, don't miss out on helping people get their Q chips and acquire their first few miners. It's going to help that you earn, right? It's going to help that you earn as well along the way. So don't miss out on all the opportunities that are here in MoveQuest. Put your 2FA on all the platforms that will allow you, all your wallets. Make sure you write down your 12 and 24 word key phrases and put them somewhere safe. Don't take screenshots of them. Don't take pictures of them. Store them somewhere safe. We went through a lot in this video today, so if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. We hope you got some value from it. And for those of you that need more time, take all the time you need. MoveQuest isn't going anywhere. We are excited about what it's doing. And for those of you that haven't seen the liquidity push that's going on the actual token, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen it grow in its liquidity pool. It's gotten over $1 million now. So it hadn't been over $1 million in quite some time, and it just like shot over $1 million like over the last couple days. So I don't know too much. I'm learning more and more about liquidity as we go. Lynette and the team have been amazing at teaching on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, so you want to make sure that you tap into those calls. I try to put the replays of all the calls that are recorded in my Telegram group that I have put on. It is in the description below this video if you want to join it. I will see y'all in the next one. Y'all know I love MoveQuest. Go out there and get your steps in today. Get your workouts in today. Let's stay active. Let's continue to earn while we burn. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.